What is up? JBM back with another video. Alright, so today I'm printing on these windbreaker jackets. I'll be layering some B-Flex Gimme 5 vinyl as well as B-Flex fatty vinyl. And I'll be printing this for Fraternity. So if you want to see how that print turns out, stick around. Alright, so the first thing I want to do, I already have all my vinyl cut out, but I want to do a little pre-press on my arms to get a nice little seam going down, you know, a little center crease. Get that out the way. So this windbreaker that I'm using is from Independent Trading Company. Get everything nice and folded or unfolded so I can put a crease down. And I got 4 jackets to do. So, and while I'm doing this, I'm gonna check my pressure. Even though I'm gonna use a pillow, I'm gonna change the pressure anyway. And this crease just does not want to cooperate with what I'm trying to do. Alright, try to flatten this out as much as you can. Another thing that I'm going to do, because of the material of this windbreaker jacket, it's like a polyester, I guess. I'm gonna use some of this parchment paper right here. I don't even need this, but if I use this by itself, I feel like it gives it a shine because of the heat. Alright, so so the pressure is not heavy, but it's good enough to get a line going down the sleeve. So you're gonna do this to both sides. And this one pretty much already has a line. It's not a perfect line because it's not, you know, it's not really lined up with the seam, very centered. And I want to try to make it as centered as I can. So you got to unfold a little bit, you know, roll it out, flatten it out. And you really, I don't have to do the whole arm because I'm only printing a small area of this sleeve. But if I can just roll it out, try to flatten it out and make it stay, that's what I'm trying to do right now. Alright, so that's gonna be good enough. I don't want to play with it no more. Just need a few seconds on it. Alright. So that has a little seam on it. Good enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other 3 jackets. And I'll be right back. Alright, so I got all the sleeves pressed. Now I'm going to go ahead and print on the sleeves. I already have my vinyl already cut out. But the first thing I'm going to do, since I'll be using a pressing pillow, is just throw the sleeve up there, get my pillow, just throw it up there anyway. I just want to get my pressure. Feels like a little too much pressure. And that feels good. Alright, so let me see, I'm working on the left side. grab one of these. Got my design. This is just the one side, and I'm showing it to you like this on purpose because I don't want you to see how it's going to look once it's pressed. But I'm going to roll this sleeve so I can see the seam, get the rest of the jacket out of the way. Get my ruler, come down 5 inches. One thing I need to do is fold this in half so I can get the center line. Alright, now I got that. Come down 5 inches and put the 5-inch mark at the top of this design. And once you get up there, you can drop it because you can use the crease in the vinyl to line it up with that crease that you put on the jacket. Now the reason I'm using a pillow is because underneath you have that seam, and I don't want this seam to get in the way. So I'm gonna go inside the jacket, slide this through down the arm. Make sure the design is completely on the pressing pillow area. I don't have anything hanging off the edges. And anything excess like seams and stuff, you know, just try to throw it off the edge of the platen or whatever. And like I said, this is Gimme 5 vinyl. So pressing recommendations is 285 for 4 seconds. I got it at 5 seconds. Let it press. And then you peel it hot. Alright, so that's your first sleeve. Then I'm going to turn this around. Do the same thing on this other sleeve. Peel that right off. All right, so now we got the first hoodie or windbreaker done as far as the first layer on the sleeves. That's one side. This is the other side. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other 3 jackets. And I'll be right back with the next step. The next thing I want to do is print on the front of the jacket on the right side. It's going to go all the way down the right side from the shoulder to the pocket, or at least from the neck to the pocket. I am going to use a pillow on this one. So I'm going to throw the pillow on there. Adjust my temperature. I'm going to go ahead and take some of the, not my temperature, adjust my pressure. I think that's good. Let me check one more time. All right, so the pressure's good. I wasn't really worried about trying to flatten this side out too much for the pre-press, but here's my design. And if you didn't know already, this is the fraternity that I'm making this jacket for. I already had my 2 layers together because I wanted to line everything up. I'm not showing you because I want you to, you know, see the final reveal later, but I'm gonna go ahead and slide this out, eyeball it to straighten or line it up with the zipper. The design is so long that it's gonna fall right over top of the pocket. So as long as I have, you know, eyeball even space between the seam, the arm seam, and the zipper, and then pretty good space above the pocket and the neck, I am satisfied with that. Okay, I will have to press this twice because this pressing pillow it actually does look big enough. So I'm gonna press this once. I thought I was gonna press it twice because the print was larger than the pillow that I have. So anyway, I'm gonna unzip it, slide this in. All right, make sure that don't move on me. Make sure I'm completely on the pillow. And press. If you didn't get a good press, you will know because your edges will start to peel up with the carrier sheet. And I didn't get a good press. The top of this A started peeling up. It started peeling up because I didn't have even pressure. Which is why I said I got to do it in 2 presses. No big deal, that's why you gotta check it. So now it's coming up good. Now I have to check the bottom of this A. Make sure I don't have any issues. To make sure I don't have any issues, I'm gonna slide this pillow down and just tack it one more time. So that's good. I got the print on there nice and good. Zip it back up. All right, as you can see, here's the first one, how it's coming out. There you go. Nice and big down the right side of the body. All right, so I'm gonna do the other 3 hoodies and then I'll be back to move on to the next step. All right, so I finished pressing all the jackets as far as the print that's gonna be the same on every jacket. Now I'm at the part where all these jackets become personalized. So what I'm gonna do is unzip it. I will not need a pressing pillow for this part. And I need to make sure I'm looking at the size of the jackets because it is personalized to different people. So I'm going to make sure I'm putting the right name and number and everything on the jacket. So this is a medium. Put this up here. I'm going to line it up. All right, so I'm going to pre-press it. Just to get my pressure dialed in. All right, so that's good pressure. All right, so this is a medium jacket. I had to actually get my invoice to look at whose is whose. So medium, and already separated each one of their information and stuff for the back to make it easier. Go ahead, fold this in half, get the center line. I could have did this already off camera, but it's okay. It's cool. This is going to be the bottom that goes underneath their line number. Here. All right. Now, just like on the back of a regular shirt, I'm gonna come down roughly 3 to 4 inches. So I'm probably gonna come down about 3.5. Now I just gotta make sure everything is centered. 9. All right, that looks good. Come down. Because this material is this, it just slides all over the place. And there that goes. All right. So I'm good with where this is. I'm gonna get this top name, drop it at 3.5. That's where I want to put this. Line up my center crease to the T-squared. I'm gonna look at the bottom of this design and come down 1 inch in between my text and my numbers. And then I'm gonna step back and look at it, see how it looks, see if I like it, or if I want to space it out more. Look at the bottom of this, come down 1 inch. All right. So I think I want to space this out more. Instead of coming down 1 inch, I'm going to come down, let's do 1.5 inches. One. Inch and a half. Inch and a half. All right. Step back, look at it. I like the way it's spaced out. Everything has its own space. Try to keep everything tacked down by rolling it off of the T-squared. Move the T-squared out of the way and then let everything fall in place. All right. So this is going to be the back of our first one. This one is for Ghost, number 13. One Love. All right, that's the first one done. You know what, I'm just gonna keep the camera rolling and I'm gonna do all 4 of them. Move this out the way. Alright, so I finished all 4 jackets as far as printing on the back. Now here's the part where things are really about to start, you know, it's about to start to pop. Because now I'm about to start layering my colors. But first, I'm not going to take this one off the platen because I don't need any adjustments to make other than my pressure and my temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and get my pressure just right. And when you're printing with fatty vinyl, you want to print with light pressure. Like, there's an emphasis on light because you really have to print with light pressure, otherwise you're going to smush down that material. And that's not the look that you want to go for. So I got it set pretty good. Once I get my fatty in there, you know, I shouldn't have any issues with that. It is a hot peel. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and get my temperature set, and I'll be right back when it's time to press. All right, so I got the press up to temp. Now I can go ahead and grab my fatty vinyl and start laying it over top. Now, the issue that you may run into is that this may no longer perfectly line up, and you may have to cut it to just line everything up. Sometimes you have to do that, sometimes you don't. Let me see if I have to do it for the first one. All right, so this first one looks good for me. I don't have to make any adjustments. Cut this little piece off. The reason why I chose to do fatty vinyl is because it just gives it a different look. A lot of these fraternity jackets you see are embroidery, and this one was just different. I wanted to try something different. All right, so all of these lined up pretty good. There's no necessary adjustments. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm pressing this at 305 for 15 seconds. Then I'm gonna peel the carrier sheet and press it for another 15 seconds. Another thing that you may run into is because you're pressing Gimme 5 vinyl, which presses at a lower temperature. The Gimme 5 vinyl, if you press it at too high of pressure, you may start to see it wart underneath because of the heat. So we're gonna make sure we at just light enough pressure. 305, 15 seconds. Alright, it's a hot peel. And you want to make sure you just keep rolling it off. Do not stop. And you want to kind of roll it back. Look like a sharp. I don't know how to describe it. I don't want to say sharp, but you want to crease it back a lot as you roll it, so that none of these corners kind of roll up while you're peeling the carrier sheet. And you just keep rolling without stopping. Alright. And we got all that on, and we're going to do one more press for 15 seconds. Alright, this is the back of this line jacket. Everything looking good. You can feel the black fatty vinyl raised up off of the jacket, which, I mean, it feels nice, it's different. Alright, so the next thing I'm gonna do, actually I'm gonna print the back of all the jackets because I have the pressure set and it doesn't require any pillows. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that started. I guess y'all can just watch while I knock out the print. Alright, so now we got all the back of the jackets pressed. Now it's time to start pressing the sleeves. So just like I had to set the press up before with the pressing pillow, I got to do the same thing again with the sleeves. So I'm going to not even put this on the heat right away, just like I did before. I don't need to spend too much time on it because I already have my center crease, but I'm just layering. So I'm going to get my pillow, whatever I did with it. Oh. Lay it on there and find my right pressure. That actually feels pretty good right there, so I'm gonna go with it. And if you don't have enough pressure, you'll know. Your stuff will start peeling up because it didn't get a good, you know, seal with the heat bonding it to the garment. So here's this one. Layer it like that. And you see how easily this, you know, peels away from the vinyl. One more press for 15 seconds. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take just a touch of pressure off. It was fine like it was, but I feel like it can be a little less, or it should be a little less. Because like I said, you just want to barely put pressure on this fatty vinyl. You want to kiss it, like a light kiss. And let the heat kind of penetrate through it. Alright. This arm is good. By doing it with the right pressure, I am not affecting the Gimme 5 vinyl underneath, because the Gimme 5 vinyl is pressed at a lighter pressure for a short amount of time, and I don't want to mess that layer of vinyl up. So you want to make sure you're not doing it with too much pressure when you're layering these two vinyls at different temperatures. Alright, so my pillow. I'm spending more time on the sleeves than I need to, actually, but I'm just trying to get all the wrinkles out the way that I don't want there. Get everything lined up, eyeball it, make sure everything falls where you want it to. And I'm satisfied with that. Roll this carrier sheet back. It is hot. All right. Put it back in there for 15 more seconds. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this jacket as far as the layering while I'm here. Might have to change my pressure a little bit, but that's okay. Throw that over the top just to check the pressure. Alright. That pressure's good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tack down now. What I don't want to do, which is what I had to do before, is press this twice. I don't think I will have to, because the pillow just covers it. This is a slightly smaller design, so it should be covered. But let's see. Let's see if we run into any issues. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this because I don't want to stretch out this one to try to get everything to line up perfectly. So I'm going to cut out each one individually. I'm going to take off this little piece of carrier sheet in between the letters to make sure there's no overlapping when I put everything back together. And doing this just allows me to try to get everything as closely lined up as possible. Alright. So now I can just throw these on here. Individually line them up. Alright, now let me check my pillow, make sure everything is on the pillow. It looks like it. We're going to try it out. And we will know if it doesn't peel properly. Alright, so everything peeled. Gotta do my next 15 seconds. Alright. So this is one jacket that is complete as far as layering the vinyl. The last thing that I have to do is put on this patch. It's going to be a left chest patch right there. But I got to change the temperature and heavy pressure for this. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the other 3 jackets. And I'll be back when it's time to get to this step. Alright, so for the final step, you get the jacket loaded up on the press. I'm zipping the jacket up, and I've decided to press my patch differently this time, and I'm going to explain that, what I mean. When I made these jackets before, I lined the patch up about 5 inches down or so from this collar, line it up the way you normally do a left chest press. Then I put my pillow underneath, heavy pressure, 350 degrees for 20 seconds, but I would press it this direction. The reason why I'm not doing it this time is because when you put that pressure on this jacket, sometimes you see that heat ring that goes around the design. So what I'm gonna do this time is I'm gonna go ahead and line it up just like I did every time. And I'm just using the zipper to make sure everything is even as far as going straight down the middle. I'm not even trying to measure the sides because I'm just going off the zipper. But I'm gonna come down about 5 inches. Now this patch is 5 inches tall, so I'm basically gonna measure up 2.5 inches to 2.5 to get the top of this design. And I know that the middle of this patch is about 4 inches over, or at least that's where I want it to be. All right, so that's where I'm gonna keep it. Now, I'm gonna get this heat tape. And tape down my design. Now the thing about this heat tape is after you press it, the heat tape's just gonna fall right off. It's not like you gotta peel it off when you're done. It's pretty much, it's gonna fall off on its own. All right, I got that up there like that. I got my pillow. I already have tape on the pillow, but I'm gonna make sure the design is completely covered with the pillow. My tape went on the other side. All right, tape this pillow down. And all right, just make sure the top of my design is still in the pillow area. Then I'm gonna unzip this, slide this thing off the press. And like I said, it's just extra work. However, there is no heat ring that I get after pressing it. And that is my ultimate goal. Alright. I just gotta like get it lined up on the press without moving that patch around. Even though I taped it, I don't want to move it too much to where that tape comes off. Alright, so I got that on there. Got my paper. And I'm going to press it 350 degrees, 20 seconds. At heavy pressure. When you flip this over, pull that off. I know I said this tape was going to come off on its own, but since I started recording, it didn't do it. That's what happens when you record. Nothing happens like it's supposed to. Alright, so there's the patch. There's no ring around the patch from me pressing with that heat and that pressure. Go ahead and zip this up so you can see it. Go. That patch is on there. This is an adhesive back patch. It looked pretty good. Man, I'm gonna press up the other jackets that I have, and then I'm gonna show you what everything looked like. I'll be right back. Alright, so I got all 4 of these jackets pressed up, done, ready to go. If you liked the video, hit that like, please subscribe, hit the bell notifications for notifications when I upload videos. As always, be yourself, be your best. I'm JBM, I'm out.